Hi, this is John with Performance Plus Tennis, and in today's lesson we're going to cover the take back of the modern forehand and the swing plane of the modern forehand. And this comes in response and some comments and questions we received from one of our loyal YouTube subscribers. Her name is Poita Smith, from last week's video on the forehand, and we're going to cover some very important things that are going to help you develop your forehand into a professional quality weapon. So in modern tennis, we see a lot of variety and a lot of different styles and takebacks. We see extreme takebacks that are very, very high. Say, for example, like Juan Martín del Potro, who really lifts his hands up high and he's got a very, very high takeback. And then we see more of a conventional takeback, more like Roger Federer, where he's sort of in a normal range. And we see a lot of things in between. And we see even some players who take the racket back even a little bit lower. So what is the best style and what is the best kind of take back we want to have? Well, we know for sure that we want to take the racket back above the hand, and so that we can create a racket drop to accelerate the racket head into contact. So that is a given. What I want you to learn how to do is vary that take back so that it adapts to the anticipated height of your contact. So for example, if the ball were going to be high, if I was going to play a high contact and my first move was a low preparation, then my path to the racket would be rising so much that I would either float the ball or miss it and just hit a poor shot. So what I want you to skillfully learn how to do is adapt your take back, this whole system of lifting relative to the anticipated height of the contact point. So for a low ball, the ball's coming in, I'm going to keep it right here and play a low ball. If the ball's up high, I'm going to lift my hands higher. So I'm going to adapt to the different heights of balls that I receive. And that way you feel like the relative path, the standard path and the standard movement is all the same. It just adapts to the height of the ball you play. So learning to adjust your take back to the anticipated height of the ball allows you a lot of flexibility. It enables you to adapt to the ball and create different levels of spin, and also drive the ball flat and do so many different things rather than taking the racket back to the same height every time. So get out there and work on it and feel like your system, your unit take back is adjusting to the anticipated height of the ball, and then play with it. If you want to get more spin, you're going to let it drop a little lower and rise up into the ball. If you want to go a little flatter, you're going to let the racket drop behind the level and come more level onto the ball. And you want to try to create all those different skills within this forehand movement. Next up, let's talk about the swing plane of the modern forehand. And if you can imagine a camera being over my head and coming straight down on me and then tracing the pattern or the path of my swing, it would look more like a semicircle going out to the ball and then around. It's more of a semicircle. You know, one of the common phrases we hear in modern tennis is that you finish the forehand across the body. But to me, across the body feels more like across me. What I want you to feel is that you swing out and around. And of course, eventually it does finish across my body, but it doesn't go across my body to get to the finish. It actually goes out and around and finishes across the body for the standard forehand pattern. And that's really, really important because in the olden days, we were taught to stroke the ball with more of a linear pattern, which means that the swing was more of a straight line and a straight line swing, this low to high straight line pattern. But the problem with that in modern tennis is that we're playing so many more balls at higher levels. So how do I make a linear swing pattern to a high contact and really get anything on the ball? It really doesn't work. The linear swing pattern only works for a ball that happens to be in the perfect place, the medium height. Anything other than that, it becomes very, very difficult to do. So if you have a semicircle swing pattern, you can use that swing pattern for low balls and medium balls and high balls. And it's much, much more versatile. So you want to get that swing pattern in there and have this image of that. And the other term that we've heard commonly is called inside out. So what does inside out mean? For me, it means that the swing starts close to the body and then it goes out away from the body. And I think we can use the line here, the baseline, as a perfect example. When I enter into my swing, my hand is pretty close to the line. It comes in, it's still close to the line, but my contact is not close to the line or above the line. My contact is out and away from the line. So I'm here and it goes out and it goes out and around. So think of that. Here comes your semicircle. So that's the swing pattern you see all the great forehands that we see the great players have in today's game, is that semicircle swing pattern that's versatile and adaptable to a wide range of heights, and they can create a lot of different effects on the ball, increasing the spin or taking it away and so forth. And we often hear the term, try to hit the outside of the ball with your topspin strokes. And if you're playing this semicircle stroke pattern, it starts to feel natural and comfortable to let the racket head get slightly in front of the hand on contact so that you can actually hook the ball, so that you can draw the ball a little bit. So it can give you a much greater dynamic if you can let it relax and let the racket head get in front of the hand, versus a more linear pattern of swing where the racket and the hand just are kind of side together like this, where the racket head and the hand just move in unison. You can see that's very limiting. It really doesn't do much to do that. Where if I can let that racket get to the outside of the ball and I can let it release it a little bit and let it go, I can generate a lot more racket head speed. I can get a lot more spin, hit the ball a lot harder, and have a lot more fun with my forehand. And once you get this semicircle swing pattern into your forehand and you start to play the outside of the ball, you can do something fun that we see the pros do a lot. And that is that they get to the outside of the ball, they spin it, and they actually draw the ball and make the ball turn in its flight. It can be a lot of fun if you're hitting the ball cross court, and it's also especially useful if you're hitting passing shots down the line. Let me give it a try here and see if we can get a few balls to draw into the court here. Pretty cool. So if you get to the outside of the ball and put a good spin on it, the ball will have a drawing quality. And it can have the sensation of actually being outside of the singles line and then pull into the court and actually land in the court and make a very effective passing shot. So that is a great skill to work on, whether you're playing the ball cross court at a short angle or you're hitting a passing shot down the line. And as a bonus tip, I'm going to show you how to take this swing pattern and play a topspin forehand off of a very low ball. And this is pretty cool. You can have a lot of fun with this, and it's going to enable you to have a tremendous versatility off that low contact forehand. So if the ball's really low, we can't really get the racket head below it and come up, so we really can't hit topspin on the ball that's low. So what I want you to learn how to do is drop the racket behind you and have it sweep from left to right and outside the ball. So when the racket's contacting the ball, it's going to be moving up and out on the ball, and it can get around on the ball as well. And this is a really fun shot to hit. We'll try a few here. And I just get on the outside and I can spin that ball. Even though it's quite low, I can just pick it up with that little semicircle that comes around and up. Now you might notice also that my finish on this shot is more just coming up to here. So I'm coming around the ball and finishing in what's called a variation finish, which there's a lot to learn about that. We'll cover that in a separate video, but right now that's probably more likely where you'll end up when you try this shot. So once again, let the racket head fall behind and below the hand and let it take an outward path to out and around the ball and up. And you can have a lot of fun hitting topspin off of a low contact. Thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you'll take these concepts and ideas to the court with you and continue to build your forehand into a professional quality weapon. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on your notifications because we're releasing new instruction weekly and we don't want you to miss out. A lot of the content that I presented here is relatively advanced, and it's much easier to play these advanced skills if you have your foundation in place. So if you're looking to build your forehand foundation, click on the link below and get access to our free library of lessons that presents the foundational skills you need to master to not only improve your forehand, but every stroke in the game. And once you get your foundation built, you can have so much fun and create so much variety and improvise with your forehand and really learn to play it like a pro. So if you're looking to build your forehand, we also have a great modern forehand course on our website at performanceplustennis.com. Head on over there and take a look. We've also got additional free lessons and much, much more. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.